Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in Elderslade in Sudrandam. So last time we were here, the Dwarves are slowly advancing on their campaign to Gundabad, but there are a couple things that we can do around this camp. So we've been fighting orcish forces around the camp, but I don't think we need to keep running around just to find those. We'll get plenty of chances of fighting orcs or kind throughout Elderslade, but now we can actually run north, and this will bring us to Caivád Sâr. You might recognize this is the location where we were left off when we finished the last instance with the hobgoblins, I believe it was. So yeah, that's something as well. We did this kind of backwards, so now we are retracing our position. You discover Múta keeping watch just outside Caivád Sâr.
Yes.
Ah, are you the one Commander Glowing promised to send? I am Múta, and that? Múta gestures towards the Angmarim village nearby. Is Caivád Sâr. I trust Commander Glowing told you of our target? Yes, Bandrauth Adder-fang is his name, and he seems to be well known among the few Angmarim we've encountered in Elderslade. If what we have learned is true, he is a powerful sorcerer who once served the false king, Mordredith. It is curious, though, that none in the Gavilaka have heard his name before. Nevertheless, he would prove a deadly foe if the Iron Crown were to come to the aid of Gorgar's forces at the gates of Mount Gundabad. It is our task to ensure that he never can. I have noticed he spends a great deal of time in that tower, Tûr Ágal. Find him and defeat him for the good of the Gavilaka.
Have you a moment?
Oh, and one more thing. This settlement is of particular interest to the Gavilaka. After all, we had not expected to encounter forces of the Iron Crown in our march on Gundabad. We do not know why they have chosen to return to these lands, but Commander Glowing believes it wise to learn their purpose in Elderslade. I have seen Angmarim burying scrolls and tomes into the tower, and I think they might allow us the chance to learn more of what the Iron Crown has done since Angmarim fell into ruin. Find your way into the tower and recover whatever information you can. Oh, take a look at this. I'm gonna enjoy this. Oh my god, see how they drop. Yeah, I know I probably screwed the quest a little bit. Not getting this quest first, but that was so much fun. While scouting Elderslade, you have discovered a settlement of Angmarim still loyal to the Iron Crown. Although the Witch King of Angmar has been defeated, these remnants of Angmar continue to spread their wickedness throughout Middle-earth. You should defeat the Angmarim of the Iron Crown who dwell in Caivád Sâr and its tower, Tûr Ágal. I mean, of course, fighting 14 Angmarim is really not that big of a deal. That was really quick. Can we use the parchment now to add Caivád Sâr to the map? Ah yeah, it seems we can. You quickly sketch Caivád Sâr on your map, noting the Angmarim presence. Bring back the map to Talfi at Sudrandam, yeah, but first... we have a crystal journal page in here. Oh yeah, we got all the pages! We can finally go back to Mother Amma. Awesome. That's also gonna free a lot of backspace, because all those items will be consolidated in just one crystal journal. That's gonna be great. Oh, yeah. There we go. You have defeated many of the wicked Angmarim of the Iron Crown dwelling in Caivád Sâr and its tower, Tûr Ágal. The Iron Crown remains the last vestige of Angmar's resurgence, but it too shall meet its end in time. Yeah, we'll see to that. We'll make sure that happens. Now, gather the scroll. Ah, the Dragon King lore scrolls. Okay. That's inside the tower, rather. That's awesome. I can advance another quest in here. I hadn't realized that. There we go. Another quest. While exploring Tûr Ágal, the jagged tower within Caivád Sâr, you have discovered several chests filled with dwarf relics that could only have been stolen from the ruins of Elderslade or Mount Gundabad by the Angmarim. You should collect these chests of stolen dwarf relics and see that they are returned to the dwarves of the Gavilaka. Absolutely. There are a couple more chests, more relics in this floor. So we're gonna grab them. And another one here. The lag is affecting us a little bit today, it seems. Not too much, I hope. But yeah, this is messing with us just enough to throw me off balance. Collected Angmarim tomes in Tûr Ágal. Awesome. So, we just need a few more scrolls in here. Completed! Angmarim Slayer of Elderslade. Good. Gonna check that in just a moment. So that gives us some runes and some reputation, that's it. And now we have the advanced tier, which will give us more runes alongside virtue XP and LOTRO points, which is always good to have. So yeah, I'm gonna take the enhancement runes. Even though we are about to outlevel those runes, you never know. We might need them. Deliver the Angmarim scrolls and tomes to Múta. Sure. But what else can we pick in here? More relics. Let's see if we're lucky enough. Oh, so close. All right. What else do we have in here? So, the scroll about dragons. We still need to pick a few more of those. And these are the relics. You have recovered several chests of stolen dwarf relics from the Angmarim in Tûr Ágal. Through your efforts, the relics shall be returned to the dwarves of the Gavilaka. Great, but we are not done with the tower yet, it seems. Or maybe? No, I mean... Examine the pedestal and remain ready to confront Bandrauth Adder-fang. Yeah, that's what I thought. So there we go. A harsh shout echoes nearby as Bandrauth Adder-fang attacks. Iron Crown shall smite thee. We'll see about that. Oh my god. Submit, worm, or thy agony shall be unimaginable. It matters not. Thy fate is sealed. With the aid of El sorcery, Bandrauth Adder-fang flees. So this is not the same sorcerer that we faced at the end of last episode, although that confrontation also happened inside the Tower of Tûr Ágal. That's how the instance dropped us in this place in the first place. So well, let us go back to Múta and let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, for God's sake. This is the exit, yeah. Might as well. Already fighting some of these guys, so why not? Alright. We also need to fight a few more Angmarim on our way back to Múta. So fun. Taking care of all these guys. Yeah, I don't use Assailment that much, but it does have its uses. For the playstyle I have, at least. I know other Wardens run exclusively on Assailment, but that has never been my cup of tea.
Durin's folk shall endure, as we always have.
Now, let's see. Múta looks over the scrolls and tomes you've collected. All this talk of false kings and secret rifts. It is too much to read on my own. You've done well, though. I'll see that these are brought to our allies at Corfu.
Yes.
Adder-fang escaped? I fear he might, but I saw no sign of him leaving Caivád Sâr. Whatever trickery he employed, it is beyond my understanding. Let the wounds you dealt against him be a reminder that the Iron Crown holds no sway in Elderslade. Do not fret, Beriathan. Adder-fang won't elude us for long. I shall return to Corfu and inform Commander Gloin of what has happened. Oh, what? Oh, completed! Quests of Elderslade! Awesome! So, let us see in here. Some virtue XP, the title, Defender of Elderslade, no LOTRO points. Why is that? You have done much to aid in the march through Elderslade to Gundabad. And now we have the meta did. We also need to complete quests of the War of Three Peaks, but we have not reached that point yet. So, what we're gonna actually do instead... Let me go back to the quest tracker. We need this, chip in the bones. We need that at least. We need those two. And after we're done with this, we'll go back to Suzerain. At some point, we gotta go back to Mother Amma. Just to get the Crystal Journal and free up some more backspace. But that Crystal Journal, it's also a really interesting read. So I hope I can read that alongside you as soon as we get the full picture. Now, this door, I don't remember exactly where it leads to. I would assume another instance or something like that. Yeah, the upper chamber of Tûr Ágal. I don't think we're supposed to be in here yet. But I also think we'll get a chance of coming back here very soon. Now, I mean, I think we've already been in here on the approach to the Hobgoblin camp of Malkorlash. We definitely explored the path from Malkorlash to Carbronach, but Carbronach is a level 135 area, I believe it is. So of course we're not entering there yet. We technically could. We are not that underleveled, but we have not reached that point in the story yet. So yeah, for the time being, all this, I think, yeah, we haven't missed anything important. It's what I'm trying to get at. This Hobgoblin is gonna work, it's gonna give us some progress through the quest. Yep. Ah, here we have the Orc Field. Oh, that's great. We can also advance this quest while we're at it, and we have everything we need right here. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we also need to go back to Mother Amma for that quest. And you are the guy coming after me, right? Yeah. Yes, you are. Okay. So I think this was the location where we found the other dwarf scout here in the camp. I don't remember his name right now, even though it was just the previous episode, but it's been a couple days for me. But you remember, well, we met with a scout in here, we went into the camp to defeat goblins, and after that we confronted one of the Angmarim sorcerers back in Tûr Ágal. So if you're trying to avoid backtracking to the max, that's what you should do. After finishing the Wormsgraf, you go back to Anak Kurfu, then Sudrandam, and then you'll have all the quests leading you here. Talk to Nath. Alright, so all I need to do here now is gather the dragon bones. Dragon rib, dragon spine. Gotta keep looking for the others. We'll see how many of these guys we can pull on our on our search for the bones. Alright, in this camp we were also gathering some of those strange crystals for Mother Amma. Alright, I think this is one of these cases in which we are chewing more than what we can handle. Thank God for resolution. Oh God, that was close. That was so close. But here we have the dragon horn. And the dragon teeth. Oh, jeez. Now we're only missing the dragon claw. Most likely it's gonna be here. No. Gotta keep looking for the dragon claw. I don't see it. The map is not that big of a help either. So yeah, we're struggling to find a dragon claw. I mean, we're doing good. Ah, treasure cache! Awesome! Six out of 14. Well, we're almost halfway through with the caches. I think we're making good progress. Now, for the life of me, I don't know where the dragon claw is supposed to be. Chest. No, I don't want a chest. Dragon claw. Okay. Yeah, kind of well hidden. That explains a lot. So we grab the claw. Now, gotta go back to the dwarves at Citadel. We have a lot of quests to turn back there. So I think we're gonna ride back to Citadel as soon as we're finished with the hobgoblins in here. As long as the lag stops interrupting our skills. What happened here? I truly don't know how that happened. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. Was too overconfident. I mean, I survived that other pool of about 12 or 13 of those guys, so I thought, well, 5, 6 of them, it's not gonna be a big deal, but turns out it was. Anyway, run for your life now. Get back to the dwarfs. Now, something that just occurred to me. I mean, well, I had mentioned this before in other episodes, but I'm still amazed. I'm still so glad that we don't need to run the medium steed in order to survive this kind of runs. The new bridles have made a lot of a difference, and I'm really glad to still be able to use my light steed for these kind of situations in which I need to be really fast. I mean, the medium steed is still really fast, but I pretty much prefer the light steed. The only appeal of the medium steed at this stage of the game was the skill sacrifice, but now there's even a better case for the light steed and its speed, thanks to the new bridles, and that's great. Come on, I mean, who is aggroing on me? Doesn't make any sense.
What news do you bring?
You found something. Oh, many things. He takes the scrolls from you and immediately begins to pore over them. After a few moments, he realizes that you are still there. Pardon me, I get so very excited over new things to study. These scrolls are fascinating and may hold secrets that could help our cause. Thank you again for your assistance. Yeah, sure, anytime.
Gundabad will be ours once more.
Yes, this will do quite well. I shall begin to study them immediately. the bones and the scrolls. Glad I was able to help. And here we are also with Nath.
Do you need something?
Good work, Beriathan. We will hold on to Citadel for as long as we can. I am wary of the growing number of orcs by the walls of Gundabad. I see more with each passing hour.
Live or die, I shall not be a prisoner again.
A few dwarves went on ahead, though I begged them not to. It is too dangerous to the west. I gave them a warning, but I am not here to argue with them. I am here to win this war. I would appreciate it if you would search for them. The last I heard, they had found a cave under a statue. Drenghól, I think it was called. I am sure they could use assistance. They are behind enemy lines after all. So there we go. Our next vector, our stay in Citadel, all things considered, was really short.
I am worried that the orc and Angmarim presence may be larger than I thought.
You are certain these numbers are accurate? And where did all these cultists come from? I thought their kingdom was ended. Yeah, we all did.
I need you to scout the camps nearer to Gundabad now.
I need you to scout the camps nearer to Gundabad now, Beriathan. Trouble not to draw these on the map, for I suspect the enemy presence at these locations will afford you no time to draw. No. This time I ask you simply to observe the situation nearer to Gundabad and then report back to me what you saw. Perhaps it goes without saying, but please be careful. And this too, defeat any orcs and Angmarim in your way. Alright, so as you see here, both the regional quests and the Legacy of Durin are taking us now to further west, closer to the gates of Gundabad, and we have a lot more quests in that area to do as well. But I'm actually gonna return really quick to Anna Kurfu just to talk to Mother Amma and turn in these quests, especially because of the Crystal Journal. I barely have any backspace now, as you can see, and getting the journal is gonna help a lot with that. But I don't think we're gonna do anything else here in Anna Kurfu. But before I forget, where did I get these gauntlets from? I don't remember. Anyway, we have a bracelet too that I want to check. Maybe we can equip it. Agility, vitality. Well, we end up... No, we would end up losing a lot of physical mastery and vitality if I were to equip this, so I think I'm gonna skip that for the moment. You might also see here that I changed my pocket item. I'm still using the Stone of the Tortoise, but when the time comes to switch back to my pocket item, I'm gonna use this one from Skatha's Hoard instead of the one I had before. It's a shame that, well, before the Shadow released, well, the pre-orders for Before the Shadow actually included a stone, another XP disabling item that includes stats. So that's a great replacement for the Stone of the Tortoise. But I haven't pre-ordered Before the Shadow yet. I'm about to, but even then, I mean, it's so late in our journey that we can still use that pocket item, but it's not gonna make that much of a difference. We have just one more area left to go after Elderslade and War of Three Peaks, so it's a shame that stone was not released sooner so that we could have used it way more. That would have been great, because you also heard me many times before say how I wished there was an XP disabling item that included stats. Or, well, another suggestion I saw online that I also shared was turning the Stone of the Tortoise into a toggle skill. That would have been an easier solution, I think, but well, we have a workaround nonetheless. You just need to pre-order Before the Shadow, and once again, I'm about to. I will get to it eventually.
Make sure to do your share of the work.
Excellently done. A grisly task, but necessary.
No complaining.
You have found more pages from the journal. Excellent. Give them here and let us see what we have. You hand Mother Amma the pages and the new journal. Her brow furrows as she reads through them quickly. A mysterious spell cast on the Sorrow Stones makes works even more deadly and vicious. And mad. It is good that you defeated Braga before she could share her discoveries or find a way to use the crystals on anyone or anything else. Give me a moment. Mother Amma shuffles the pages, putting them into order, then putting them into the new journal. She hands the new crystal journal to you. What a wicked person. It is a shame we know not what she found after following her superior into the darkness. There are still many questions, but the answer seems to lie deep in the bowels of Gundabad. Well, we have plans to be there soon, my friend. I have ordered the pages for you. Alright, we'll read the journal in just a moment, but as you see here, yeah, this storyline will continue in Gundabad. At least it seems that way. I don't remember exactly what happens inside Gundabad, but I do remember inside Gundabad we will find works that are empowered by these crystals. So this is another one of those instances in which I didn't think this detail was meaningful enough. I had forgotten about that when Gundabad released, but now that I am replaying through Elderslade, I'm also seeing how this was building up to what we would eventually find inside Mount Gundabad, and I think that is great. Another great piece of storytelling in here that I missed the first time around. And now that we have the journal, at long last, let's read this one. It's kind of a long read, so feel free to stick around if you would like to hear the story. Otherwise, well, I don't mind if you skip to the next portion of the gameplay, but I'm still gonna read this for anyone that's interested. Mid-morn, 20th day of my exile. Galahad brought me a sheet of parchment with a spell scrolled across it and demanded that I use it on the crystals. He scurried off like a rat, ignoring my questions. I am going to be spending the rest of my day simply trying to decipher his writing. I fear he's going mad, but who can I tell? My letters to Drenghól go unanswered. Evening, 21st day of my exile. I have performed the spell exactly as Galahad's demented writing instructed. The crystals seemed to shiver a bit and then nothing, not a thing. Aside from perhaps smelling even fouler. What a waste of entrails. Dawn, 30th day of my exile. Galahad raved through the night about whispers and promises to the dark. I do not think I got a moment of sleep. I also discovered that he instructed the messenger boy to destroy my missives to Drenghól. All the times I tried to explain to them that Galahad is mad, my requests for support tossed into the fire. I am livid, but must continue to pretend I know nothing of Galahad's deeds. The threats he makes in his moments of clarity. I shall continue my work. He mustn't know that I know. Midnight, 39th day of my exile. Galahad's spell is astonishing. If I understand correctly, this could have incredible potential. The genius behind it. Is his madness making him capable of such leaps? No, I cannot believe that daft idiot came up with this on his own. He must be working with someone and I must discover who. I have much to learn from such a master. Noontime, 42nd day of my exile. A remarkable discovery this morning. I awoke to find the work nearly broken out of his cage. He was so frenzied that I feared he had to froth in sickness. When I approached the beast and caught his scent, I realized what had happened. The crystals. They somehow sipped power into him, driving him mad, yes, but also enhancing his strength. Whatever the spell was that Galahad made me recite over the crystals seems to have changed something of their nature. This requires further study. Midnight, 53rd day of my exile. I have been studying the spell that Galahad or his master wrote. Thus far, the crystals seems to only have an effect on works. I stashed a few shards in the Orc and Hobgoblin tents, but to no avail. Next, I shall try them on the nearby Dragon King that prowl the fields above the camp. I thought to leave one by Galahad's sleeping cot, however making him stronger, more violent, and madder would perhaps not be the best of plans. First Light, 60th day of my exile. It appears that their power is not without limits. Over time and through exposure to the works, the crystals lose their color and become more transparent. Gratefully, the stench also becomes lesser. Near dawn, 65th day of my exile. I followed Galahad tonight. I needed to know where he gets these spells. He hurt me once, I thought, but continued into Gundabad. We went deep into the mountain, into places that I have never been before. That familiar smell hit me long before we reached the cavern from which the crystals are harvested. Will it ever not make me gag? I dream of that filthy thing. Stink. It is nearly worse than the piles of refuse the hobgoblins live, rotting in their camps. Near dawn, 65th day of my exile. I expected him to stop once we reached the harvesting chamber, but was astonished to see Galahad hold a candle next to a section of the back wall. A simple spell, a twisting of light and intention, and it has fooled me all these many months. I will spend the rest of forever looking askance at the walls of this horrid place. Gloaming, 65th day of my exile. Once through the illusion, I followed him down a dark tunnel. Only his torch lit the way, so I was forced to keep closer to him than I'd like. Though I slipped once on what I can only imagine was some sort of slime, he did not hear me. He pressed on, moving faster down the tunnel until he was nearly running. I was forced to take long strides to keep pace. For once, I minded not being told, though the tunnel's ceiling was not far above my head. Dwarves had not a woman of my stature in mind when they carved that dark passage, though it was so rough-hewn I wonder if it was those stunted creatures. Finally, the tunnel evened out, so that I no longer felt we were descending. Galahad rushed into a grand chamber that was lit with a familiar glow. The stench nearly knocked me off my feet. Dawn, 75th day of my exile. One of those wretched drakes crashed through the camp last night, stealing a sack full of goods as well as the tome of my nuts thus far. I watched the beast tear the back apart in mid-flight, my pages floating on the wind like leaves in fall. It could be anywhere around Elderslade for all I know. All my notes lost. All my work I must recover from memory. I started after the creature, but Galahad was having another one of his fits and I was forced to pretend once more to docility. Gloaming, final day of my exile. With Galahad out of the way, my missives have gotten through to Drenghól. My findings caused quite a stir and I have been called back to the town. I gleefully packed up all of my belongings save my tent. Raklax was upset that I am leaving, but agreed once I suggested Natmas might be better contained in the tower. The fool still complained that I was leaving his camp underpowered, as if his 20 or so hobgoblins wouldn't be up to the task of putting down a handful of dwarves. Though dwarves have been spotted in western Elderslade, they will never be able to press further into the wall. I will be glad to be back among my own kind. Once they see what I have discovered, we shall see about their thoughts and punishing me over Galahad's demise. When they see the crystals and the spells and the works, my exile is sure to be at an end. My beautiful works will sing the name of Braga Fellwinder as they destroy the dwarf forces. Alright, so it seems we caught Braga on her way back to Drenghól. Not exactly sure if that's the case, but it seems the most likely scenario, and if so, well, glad we were able to stop her before he brought her findings back to the Angmarims. But that only solves half of the problem, so we still have a lot of work to do on that regard. Anyway, here we are back at Sudrandam. So yeah, we got... we cleared some backspace that was really needed. Now, yeah, all our other quests are leading us to Gundabad. Scout the bridge in front of Gundabad, the central courtyard in front of Gundabad, the settlement of Drenghól. Yeah, I know where all those places are located. We're gonna be fine. I gotta say, I thought we were gonna spend a longer time on Caivád Sâr. Really surprised to see it isn't so. But okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. We can continue moving forward. And that's great. And this is actually the camp where we needed to be. It's really not that far. Here we have the Stable Master. This hidden cave gives those a chance to safely scout the outer walls of Gundabad. And thank God for that. Ah, Sarak Flint Eye is in here. Awesome, so...
Only a Drak shows mercy in battle.
How did you know that we were here, Warden? Oh, not told you. I suppose that is alright then, as we captured Sudrandam together. A few of us went on to establish this small but very well hidden encampment. What do you think? Yes, it is quite well hidden. We are scouting the other walls of Gundabad. Will you assist us? Good, good.
There is much to be done, and little time for talk.
Our scouts have returned from Dunthrike with troubling news. The Angmarim have managed to capture a number of our allies and plan to force them to forge dwarf-made weapons. Free the captives, Beriathan. Dwarves must not be used to arm our enemies, nor shall we leave any of our brethren in their grasp. Oh, we have plenty of other things in here too.
Well?
At your service, Beriathan, or I would be if that blasted Angmarim hadn't stabbed me with my own blade. Apologies. I got too close to a group of Angmarim while scouting, thinking they'd never catch me. Well, they tracked me to Dunthrike. Then one of them claimed my sword, forged by my own mother, for himself. But I am in no state to challenge him. If you're planning to head west and enter the camp, find the quartermaster Raccoon. He's rather irritable when his fellow Angmarim try to take weapons without his permission. Make enough noise with those weapons and he'll come running. The grizzled old healer squints at you after a brief pause. He nods in approval. I can see that you are no stranger to war. Might need your help. The Angmarim at Dunthrike administer poison to their prisoners like Einar here. Can't craft an antidote till I get a hold of the poison itself. Head west to Dunthrike. A few Angmarim there may be carrying vials of the poison. Let's remove this and let's go.
Have you a moment?
We've been waiting for a shipment of healing supplies, but I haven't seen nor heard any sign of it. Scouts reported orcs carrying the crates off to their camp Hangsarmach to the west. And now I have more injured dwarves than supplies to spare. I'm thinking you can get the supplies back though. Whatever is left in those crates should be easy enough to carry on your own. I'd wager the orcs keep the supplies close at hand while resting at their campfires. Alright, nothing else in here. And as you saw, well, I'm still keeping 5 quests in my tracker because as of the time of recording this, before the shadow has not released, so we can still only get 5 quests on the tracker, which is a shame. One of the things I'm most looking forward to with that expansion, that's gonna be so good. The changes to the fall damage, also really nice. The changes to the trait points might hurt me a little bit, but it will benefit so many of my ads that I really don't mind at all. Now we're gonna scout this camp in here really quick because I think this is, well, this is the location of one of the instances in War of Three Peaks, but I don't remember if we need to discover the entrance or not. But in any case, well, I think this is also one of the camps we need to explore. I'm not sure, but we'll see in just a moment. Yeah, this is the entrance to the instance. See here. Indeed, discovery Shakalush, the stair battle, Magud-mekhem. Shakalush, the stair battle. Well, 2000 virtue XP at least. That's great. What's the lore behind this? It is on the stairs of Magud-mekhem, the Gate of Winds, that a decisive battle of War of Three Peaks is to be fought. There, caught between those loyal to Gorgar the Ruthless and Hrimil Frostguard, the Gavilaka hope to deal a devastating blow to both of these forces in a single stroke. Kinda spoilerish. Yeah, it's really weird. I always found it weird that the entrance to this instance is on Elderslade and not War of Three Peaks. So, yeah, I never understood exactly why that is. But, well, we got the discovery, which is all that matters for the time being, as you never know when I might get a group to do that, but I need the discovery for that. Now, dwarf marker. Yep, we got it. How many dwarf markers have we got so far? I'm not sure. I have lost count, to be honest with you. But I don't think we are close enough to completing that deed. The bridge before Gundabad crosses a raging river, a defensible position. Very well. Oh, Gundabad driver. You discover a shelter cache sheltering near the approach to Mount Gundabad.
In games, I allow for chance.
I had a feeling the commander would send someone. Should have sleep curled slightly. The orcs have built 2 encampments here, one on each side of the gates of Gundabad, Hangsar-Mog and Kulk-Mog. I and the other scouts, Darfin Radek and Sigbith, have been working to impair their defenses and gather information for the Gavila Cap. I say we have been here long enough. It will take a concentrated force to break these defenses no matter how prepared we might be. Go, find the others and recall them. Our mission is ended. That's what I thought. This is actually a really not a good location to hide for scouting. And I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think, well, we gotta explore a lot of camps and we have a lot of quests for this portion of Gundabad. I don't think we have enough time today to do all that. And I guess this is as good a place as any to wait until we got the chance of, well, until next episode when we'll get the chance of doing everything. So yeah, all this is to say, well, I guess this is the end of today's episode. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.